My next guest had an extraordinary childhood, as she would have to have had. She shows every sign also of having a terrific career. She plays Lucille Ball's daughter on a television show called Here's Lucy, as you know, and she's one of those incredible show business coincidences that she should play her daughter because she is her daughter. Isn't that amazing? Will you welcome, please, Lucie Arnaz. Right for the chair.
I knew where I was supposed to go. I followed directions very well.
I never saw anyone get into the chair so quickly.
Oh.
That's very nice. Were you making it easy for me?
Well, I didn't want to stand next to you too long.
Going back to those old jokes I used to do when I pretended that my height was less than average.
That's right.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
pretend that anymore.
I won't,
because
no everyone knows. Are you a big kid for your age? I mean, the fact that you're 6'3", does that stand in your way?
You see, we can kibitz like this forever. I'm not now, but I sure was for an awful long time. It's pretty normal to be 5'8"3/4 at 19, but when you're 5'7" at 14.
Oh, was that, and taller than the boys in the class,
That's the only
probably,
problem
too.
that was really bad, was that the boys were all very short at that time.
So when they asked for something to be reached down from a shelf, they let you do it instead of the guys who play
But
football.
when they
That
ask
is...
you to lead when you're dancing, it sort of gets to you.
You think you're warped by this? You seem healthy, normal?
No, because now you get to wear all the good clothes. You know, tall people can wear really, like, a lot of different types of things.
And you didn't develop a slump the way a lot of tall girls do, trying to be
No,
short.
no, I sit very tall and straight.
Yeah, that's good. I hate to see a girl, you know, slump over because she thinks she's too tall.
Well,
Unless,
no,
of course,
I like
she
it
is
now.
too
I
tall.
really do. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
What kind of schooling did you have?
A lot of different
Were you
schooling.
bounced around in school the way a lot of showbiz
Not too
kids
much, just
are?
a couple of times, because we had to switch schools the first time because my mother came here to New York to do Wildcat. And then when we went back, you know, like I didn't want to go back to those same kids because I didn't know them too well, so it's just as well we went to a brand new school, a Beverly Hills Catholic school. Doesn't that sound terrific? Oh, God, is that square? But it was the worst.
Really?
It was terrible. It really was, I must say. It was probably one of the worst times of my life. Even though, I mean, I learned a lot, but that school, I hope it's not there anymore.
What was so rough about it? Was it...
Well, you see, there's something about, not to offend any nuns that are watching.
Mm-hmm.
I love nuns. I really do. I had some really best friends in high school that were nuns, you know, that taught me. But high school nuns are different than grammar school nuns, Dick.
Which nuns do you prefer, if you have
The
your
high
choice?
school nuns.
I see, the high school.
They're people, you see. And the grammar school nuns, I think they recruit from the Army. Am I right? They do the old bit, you know, with the ear. They drag you up to the thing, and they slap you around and call you dirty names. Oh, I want to tell you, I learned some terrific language.
I'm having my eyes opened here. I had no idea.
You never knew that,
No, I always
right?
thought that I went to the regular kind of school. And not...
Now I'm sorry I mentioned the name of the school, but I really don't care.
So you... I like a kid who's...
You bring out the openness in
Yeah,
me,
I certainly do.
Oh, mercy.
Who else would you like to get? Did you know when you were growing up that you were having a very unusual childhood, that somewhere out in Nebraska was a little boy like me growing up in just a regular street and with a dog and a little, you know, baseball here and there and going to the movies, but that you were living in the glamorous, most marvelous part of the world, Hollywood.
Only on the
Beverly Hills.
outside. On the inside, I had a little dog, and I went to school and to the movies, and just like everybody else.
Do you mean that there's a little Nebraska in you?
There's a little bit of Nebraska in everybody, yeah. In me.
But it didn't seem extraordinary. You didn't realize that other kids' parents are not famous and photographed, or did you think that every kid's parents get stopped for autographs?
Other kids' parents, you know, who were kids of famous stars, they had parents that were stars. My parents weren't stars. I don't understand why people were yelling at you know, that was my mother, my father,
So
Daddy and Mommy.
And when someone would stop and go, "Oh, Lucy," or something like that,
I'd turn around and say, "What?"
Yeah.
They weren't talking to me. I couldn't understand that.
But the fact that stars came to your home for dinner and things, that must have
Well, when
dazzled
I grew
you a
up,
little
when
bit.
I was about 13, you know, that's the age when you scream and go, "Oh, it's you!" I heard you say that. But that, you know, that's when I really went crazy, and all of a sudden, you know, like, I wanted them to introduce me to everybody, and I never got to meet Paul Newman or Marlon Brando or anybody.
Who'd you get to meet?
Mary Wicks and Wally Cox.
Well, they went to the same school you did, probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why.
But I couldn't imagine what that would be like. I still can't. So the idea that my parents could, for example, know Milton Berle or something like that. And then
Well, you get kind of used to it. You know, I have nothing to compare it with. See, if like, if I was the president's daughter, well, then I could say what it's like being the president's daughter because you're not always the president's daughter. But I don't know. It's.
But you've always lived that life, so do you.
I've
It's
always lived it, and everybody knows. I wish I was trying last night to think of an answer to give you when you asked me what it was like to be Lucille Ball's daughter, because I'm asked that all the time, and I never have an answer, and so I don't have a funny answer. The only thing I could think is imagine what it would feel like if I wasn't her daughter.
Yeah.
Think about it, folks. You'll get it about an hour from now.
Beyond a certain age, one doesn't ask a lady her age, but certainly you're nowhere near that age. And so...
19.
Perhaps one... Oh, I hadn't finished, so you 19.
Yeah.
Gee, I have a feeling when I was 19, I was half your age. I don't know what it is. It's just... I can't quite explain that. When you were a kid, when you were a little kid, well, maybe this is a new question for you. Do kids whose parents are performers play theater or dress up or do they not?
Yeah, all the time. You should have seen the little theater I had. You would have loved it.
You had a little theater?
It was such fun. We had a garage that my mother wasn't using because this house had 2 garages and we only use 1, right? I mean, how many garages can you use?
Yeah.
And I asked her if we could turn it into a theater, just a little basic Abbey rent chairs and things, you know. And she had the guy come over from the studio, and I guess this was the only thing I could say was different from being a regular kid, because we wanted to put on plays, and so she built a stage and little dressing rooms on each side, which meant really just a chair and a table and a curtain in front of it, and little microphone system with 1 speaker, and we had a little box office she put out front, and we sold nickel tickets, and we tried, you know, to put on a lot of plays, but going to school and everything, but we put on Bye Bye Birdie, and I played Anne Margaret. And I wore my hair parted way over here so that when I put it over there, it hung in my eyes.
Yeah?
I was 11 at the time, Dick.
Do you know Anne Margaret?
You couldn't imagine how funny that was.
Can you do a little of Anne Margaret for us?
Oh, my God. Oh! All I remember is that when she used to stand like that, and she always used to wear those ruffled skirts, you know, that kind of went out and had little ruffles on the bottom. They were very tight here, and they had ruffles up here, and she used to go, bye, bye, birdie. You know when she used to sing like that,
That's
right?
right.
I'm not an impersonator. Someone went, boo, how cruel of you. I was only 11.
Your Catholic childhood certainly subdued you. It's amazing. Anne Margaret was here one night, and I think she left mad at me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's a nice lady. I can't
I
picture
thought
that.
so, but, well, there was a film clip they showed with a movie with her in it, and Joe Namath and her husband, and they were all sitting here. And I thought it would be funny at the end of the film clip. It was up there on the monitor, and then when it ended, they cut back to me, and I said, "Is a lot of money riding on this picture?"
Oh,
you know, just
I can
to do a sort of
understand it
funny
now.
negative reaction.
Yeah.
And she got a little angry, and she said, "I've never seen you in a movie." And I said, "What a coincidence." And I don't know what got into me, you know? Sometimes, well,
I knew there was something I liked about you, Dick.
I'm glad we finally found it. We will return after this message from our local station.